Yesterday, the Wiper Party Brigade met. There was a delegates meeting on the Wiper Party.
Coming. I want to say this, as Wiper Party, we are going to refurb ourselves. We have very clear strategies and we have a very clear plan for the country to save this country and to struggle it out of the yokes of the new colonizers. The new colonizer globally is the Kenya Kwanza government. They are colonizing Kenyans. And I want to say that as Wiper and all Kenyans of goodwill of thinking will be able to muscle any good think tank for this country to save it from the yoke of high cost of living, high cost of fuel, and the east of stealing from public coffers. We are here to see, and we want to call upon all the agencies to work independently and move with speed to tell us what is this G2G on oil matters. Because within a week, so much has been spoken about it. But all the agencies which are supposed to deal with corruption, all the agencies which are supposed to deal with getting to the bottom line of this issue must move with speed and tell Kenyans, are we going to see the cost of fuel coming down? Are you going to tell us who is G2G? Are you going to tell us who received the fuel? Are you going to tell us where the fuel is? And as Wiper Party, we are going to stand firm and call a spade on this government. Barack Obama, the president of United States, then made less than 30 trips overseas in 8 years. Our own year is heading to almost 100 trips in a year. What are you looking for out there when Kenyans are suffering here? What policy will you come from? I saw your deputy president saying that hatutaki wazungu hapa. Kama hutaki wazungu unaenda huko kufanya nini? Shida za Wakenya hazitatatuliwa Ujerumani. Shida za Wakenya hazitatatuliwa na hizi trip mingi unataka kwenda. Kitu ile tunataka kuona, ulituambia ukiweka Biblia chini utadili na sisi uhakikishe maisha imekuwa rahisi. Kumbe ulikuwa unaweka Biblia chini, uongeze bei la unga, uongeze bei la mafuta, uongeze school fees, ufinye wa Kenya na waanze kujigamba. Nimesema hivi na hatutarudi nyuma. Ukoloni mambo leo lazima ishe Kenya hii, kwa sababu wa Kenya wameumia. And I want to thank all the delegation from all those counties and tell you we are going to move forward to liberate this country. And moving forward, you are going to see more of us moving to every corner of the world to tell the world the truth, what is happening in Kenya, and the savior of this country come 2027 or before 2027 is Dr. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka'S and Azimio, na Azimio tutakaa imara tukiwa hatuna bugudha yoyote na mtu yoyote. Mungu abariki Kenya. Kenya tuendelee kuvumiliana, lakini lazima tutoke kwa ukoloni mamboleo ya Kenya Kwanza.
Deliberate the issues on how we are going to strengthen our party at the grassroots level, on the issues of doing recruitments of our parties, and how we are going to do the official launching of our recruitment, which is going to be next month. Again, we also have received members from 5 counties today, very senior members from Tharaka Nithi, Meru, Embu, Isiolo, and Narc. We have received members, strong members from those parties. And as a party, we are looking forward to receive more members and to work with all the members from all the counties in this country, because Wiper now is the party to watch, with a candidate who is going to solve the issues of this country in terms of cost of living, the high price of petrol, education, and everything else. So we have a solution as a party, a Wiper party, that we have a candidate who will solve the problems of this country once we elect him as our president in 2027. So in that issue, we are actually strengthening our party. We are working on our grassroots levels of our structures and our registration of our memberships. Yeah, as you can, registration is *509#, then you follow the instructions. Thank you.
Yeah, I think What I have to say is this, that the country is really yearning for sobriety. And it is yearning for concentration and for people can sit down and solve these problems. Usually what happens, if you look around the world, is any new government in office will succeed in the first year. When any government fails in the first year, because look, government works in 3 years. The fourth and the fifth year usually is the election. So if you fail in the first year, there's no guarantee you can go anywhere in the other two. So we have a problem, and we think we have a solution because we have a Kibaki type candidate. Remember, the best president we ever had is Mwai Kibaki. You didn't see him in the streets. You didn't see him in foreign capitals. He sat down, he worked, and he delivered for us. So the country is looking for that again, to reconnect, because I think we disconnected. I don't want to say what I was actually going to say. Maybe it's not correct. But let me say this. I think we made a mistake in 2013. That is where we should trace our problem. 2013. Because and we not done that. And we taken that Mzee and Kalonzo Musyoka. They would have followed the Kibaki's policies. So we departed from that as a country. And we really need to begin to think about ourselves, because we have not been seriously thinking. So for us, from Meru, we see Kalonzo as the answer, because it's in demeanor, it's collectiveness, it's in diplomacy. When you look, it's presidential, it's a very well-balanced Kenyan, is somebody that if this country is lucky to have in 2027, then you are very likely going to produce for ourselves another Kibaki, and that can only be good for us. Because right now, the country is in a very tricky situation. And I think everybody can see that. So we think all this delegation here, which has come to support the Kalonzo Musyoka, we think he's the best candidate. And we are very proud to.
That was the Wiper Party. The Wiper Party making some very strong sentiments there about the government and how they have failed. Before we get into that, let us go to the comments section. We have Ronald. He's saying it's like Wiper na Kalonzo wanajifanya kana taking over opposition. Without ODM, Kalonzo is nothing. Ronald, thank you for watching. We have Peter Alusa, who is saying mediocre and hypocrisy. Yeah, he has also commented and said, President Ruto was not part of the scam. You like to blame government for your wrongs. President has said very clearly the document. Where's that comment gone?
Yeah, he's saying President Ruto was not part of the scam. You like to blame the government for your wrongs. President Ruto has said very clear, the document of G to G are in parliament records, and any MP or anyone who is free to go read them.
Kuna Fabian Kemboi, he's saying watermelon can't even imagine to win. Victor Edwards, huyu professor amefanyia nini wa Meru before aanze kutufunza? Interesting comments there. Thank you, Victor Edwards, Fabian Kemboi, for watching.
And then Peter Alusa still saying Azimio has realized that outcome of Azimio have realized that the outcome of the talks can only give position for one person or two. Now everyone wants his share, so it's better not to pretend and give new demands which are impossible. They have never given government any chance to do their work. Yeah, so I think those are so far the comments. Thank you very much for watching and following the show. So what can you say about those sentiments by Wiper
Wrapping
leaders?
up, I'll just say that wow, these people. First of all, they have come to front their candidate, Wiper party leader Kalonzo Musyoka, to be the presidential candidate for Azimio. First question that I would ask, as Azimio party, have they talked? Have they deliberated on the issue? Have they are actually jumping the gun, according to me. I know these sentiments come from a place where they had actually had a conversation on the podium, seeking to speak to Raila, saying that Kalonzo Musyoka has supported you ever since 2013.
Yeah,
Yes,
2013.
2013 up to 2022. He's been very, very loyal. I can attest to that. Kalonzo Musyoka is a very loyal guy. But that being said, have they actually sat down? Because Azimio coalition has many parties. We have Jubilee, we have ODM, we have Narc Kenya, we have Usawa kwa Wote, we have Wiper,
and then Eugene Wamalwa.
We have Eugene Wamalwa party as well. I think it's still premature for me for them to come out and front Kalonzo Musyoka as the presidential leader to, to vie for the presidential bid at 2027. I mean, we are still in 2023 and the government still has 4 years to go. I think it's still early. And I also think that they have every right to speak out their views, because as the way the country is going, yes, they have their right to say that the government is not doing enough. But to go out and say they are out to save Kenya, I think for me that is pretty premature, because they have other people to consider. They are not the only people in Azimio who wants to front their presidential candidate. That is something we knew, that it was Raila Amolo Odinga, and there are people who have the idea that Kalonzo Musyoka is not yet ready for 2027. They still think that Raila Amolo Odinga is the right candidate for 2027. Still, there are mixed feelings on that. But then again, I also agree with the sentiments of the Meru politician who said that Kalonzo is very cool, calm, and collected. That one I totally agree. He's very straight. He is also a diplomat. Yes, he was a diplomat. He has worked well as a diplomat, and he does not beat around the bush. He's just a cool, calm, and collected person. And he has proved his loyalty to Raila Amolo Odinga all these years. Can you imagine? This is the 4th election that he has stood with Raila Amolo Odinga, and yet he kept on losing. Can you imagine that? I don't think that kind of loyalty, you can find it anywhere else. But then again, I think this Wiper party needs to go back to the drawing board, and with Azimio coalition, they need to talk about this. They need to deliberate on this. And then, even as much as they're critiquing the government, I think they need to re-strategize and work on how they are going to win the elections in 2027, and not necessarily bring it out for the public to know. They should just keep it under wraps. And then when it comes to that year, 2026, 2027, now they will start working on that paradigm where they are actually looking to winning the elections, if it has been fated for them to win. We have Fabian Kemboi comments there. Fabian Kemboi saying, nonsense, hypocrisy, idiotism, irrelevant nonsense. Kalonzo can't even defeat Gachagua for presidency. Victor Edwards saying, huyu professor amefanyia nini Wameru before anze kutufunza? Thank you for your comments.
So on that unity, if you're asking, maybe they agreed, they met as Azimio la Umoja and spoke maybe in one language. we still have Martha Karua. Martha Karua yesterday, Martha Karua rallies Azimio leaders from Mount Kenya to contradict Raila over bipartisan talks. They want two burning issues addressed: fresh demands in she has issued fresh demands from the bipartisan talk, and then. So Mount Kenya leaders dismissed the bipartisan talk, terming them time wasting and diversion from the main issues pressing the country. The leaders said that they will not approve the final report if it failed to address two critical issues. And according to Martha Karua, the high cost of living and fidelity to the law regarding political parties are non-negotiable. The Azimio leaders from Kiambu County, actually they're differing. When you see those comments, maybe you can say of late we have seen, we have suddenly seen Jeremiah Kioni going silent on the issues on the politics. What do you think that maybe it's cooking? Because back then, if you see this, one of the demands the Mount Kenya Azimio leaders are saying, the high cost of living, of course, that one has been the main issue, even from the larger Azimio party. Now the fidelity to the law regarding political parties are non-negotiable. I think they are saying, they are referring to the Jubilee party. Or what do you think?
Well, I think the Narc Kenya party leader, Martha Karua, has some very, very pressing matters that wants addressed in matters to do with fidelity of political parties. Because the way, according to me, the way she's seeing things, the way things are going in this government, she's not trusting this government to keep the fidelity of political parties to fruition. And so, and also the cost of living is actually something that is tangible, something that Kenyans are grappling with, something that Kenyans cannot wish away. And it's something that needs to be tackled very well by the government, because they said, wakieka Biblia chini, they are going to handle that issue of the cost of living and ensure that cost of fuel prices, the cost of food has gone down so as to enable the Kenyans to live in a manner that is good for them. So I think the party leader is looking into the future in the next 3 years. We are now in 2023. In the next 3 years, probably the Kenya Kwanza government will try to do away with the fidelity of the political parties. Look at what is happening to Jubilee. Wetangula said that Sabina Chege is the party leader. I mean, how feasible is that? It just speaks to the fact that she does not trust the bipartisan talks, because probably from what he has heard from Kalonzo Musyoka, she is not satisfied with the talks. She's not satisfied with the report, and she has even threatened the two principals of the bipartisan talks, Kalonzo Musyoka and Imani Ichung'wah, that if those two issues are not taken care of, then there is no need to expect any approval from them.
So in the comment section, we have Fabian Kemboi saying Shosho is irritating. She doesn't have one MCA, even one MCA. How can she dictate how talk should be handled? So
Interesting.
So according to me, maybe in somewhere or another, like of late, we have seen some moves being created by Azimio. Because on Sunday we saw company leaders with Uhuru Kenyatta and their leader there, Kalonzo Musyoka, at the church, at that church service and that Arambe. And we saw Raila Odinga akijibamba huko kwa rugby mbaya sana. And then of late we have seen, of course, maybe someone has told Kalonzo Musyoka that you cannot just sit and wait for presidency to be given to you, and sahii anajaribu kuchangamka because apart from those qualities that you mentioned that Kalonzo Musyoka has as a leader, I think for a politician you have to be aggressive. I think that aspect of aggressiveness is what maybe Kalonzo is lacking, and maybe in some way or another will not make him maybe president if he starts campaigning late. You understand? Because right now, if what Ruto is doing right now, Ruto is trying to be relevant and trying to be on the media all the time so that he don't be forgotten. As you see, you can be a president and still be forgotten. Like unasema like Ruto alienda wapi nini, so you have to be on the media, so that being on juu ya magari saa zote and being places akilaunch projects za Ruto za Uhuru akisema ni zake so I think someone has told maybe Kalonzo for him to be a suitable candidate, presidential candidate in 2027, he should start now, and that's why maybe anaanza kuchangamka. And me, according to what I've observed pale Mount Kenya, kuna hii issue na Kamwene imekuwa formed. So Kamwene that tumeona Martha Karua and Peter Munya and the famous Jubilee nani Jeremiah Kioni wakiwa on the forefront. Me, according to me, I don't understand how you can form your chama ndani ya kachama, so hiyo sielewi. Mi kwangu ni kama naona ni I don't know if I'm insinuating, naona ni kama maybe somewhere or another there is a particular kuna venye maybe there is a conflict of interest within Azimio party in some way, in quotes I can naweza iweka ni kama kuna a crack maybe emerging that we are not currently is not surfacing, but soon it will come out that kutakuwa na break very soon. I don't know what you think on the comment section.